What up, America? It's your boy Mike Larry from across the bridge. Matter of fact, from right here, the boogie down Bronx, New York. And they call me yours truly, Mike Larry. And a big shout out to for this exclusive to All Things Hoops. Let's get it started, baby. Definitely appreciate the opportunity for even wanting to do a little exclusive interview, man. That's definitely a humbling experience, and thanks a lot. All Things Hoops is something that I've been looking at. When y'all first started, I think we met probably about 2 years, maybe 3 years ago at Gaucho's Gym, on ringside of the legendary Rucker Park, the EBC, also known as right now 155 Entertainers. There's a reason for that, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Basically, how I got started in this. Big shout out to Mousy, my man Mouse from Tri-State. I hit him up. It's like, yo, I want to do a game. He was like, I bet, come through. And I started doing the kids games, and from the kids games was in the back court on 145th. I came over to the main court on 145th and did the high school division. And then I went over to Each One Teach One, which runs on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at Rucker Park. And Greg Marius, rest in peace, Greg Marius, the commissioner of the Entertainers Basketball Classic, was sitting in the stands, and I was doing a game for Each One Teach One. And during that time I was doing the game, he was sitting in the stands. He was like, yo, I like your energy. I want you to do my high school division on Monday. Can you come through? And I was like, bet. At the time, I was out of a job. I wasn't working. He was like, yeah, we're going to make sure you taken care of and everything. I was like, all right, bet. And then I went there on Monday, and it was all she wrote. You know what I mean? I ain't looked back yet. But it just didn't start off in basketball. I was doing church events, concerts, open mics, things of that nature. Then went to comedy shows and streetball basketball. So me as an announcer, as an MC, my brand is way bigger. To this day, I still do weddings, Sweet 16s, and everything else. And it's only going to get bigger and better. I don't know if people still give him the proper just due. My all-time favorite was Skip to My Lou, man, because he started all that. Like, not started it because you had Earl Manigault, you had Nate Tiny Archibald, Nate the Skates, what they called them. You had Julius, Dr. J Irvin. So he ain't started, but in my era, to see Skip to My Lou skipping down the court, dancing in the middle of the court, flashy passes, he was an entertainer. And to me, that's what my brand is about. Mike Larry Entertainment came from just being an entertainer, making people laugh, making people smile, enjoy the game. So when I see him entertain the crowd with just his basketball accolades and what he did on the court, that was like, oh man. So Skip, shout out to Skip to My Lou, man. And then he transitioned his game from street ball to the NBA. So that just showed me that you could be in the street ball game and play that and do that well, and then go to the league and do that well too. Understand? So big shout out to Skip to My Lou. The best part of my job as an MC is the entertainment part, man. Keeping the crowd involved, because for me, it's more than just a basketball game going on. There's 3 games that I'm announcing at the time. So a lot of people say 3 games. How you announcing 3 games in one? You got the current game that's going on, and then you got the game that's in the crowd, and you got the game that's what's in control of the crowd. So the game that's going on, basketball is going to be basketball, but entertaining the crowd, keeping them involved. What happens if the game is a 30-point blowout? You don't want nobody to lead a game, so I interact with the crowd, keep them going. I got the triple the dip dance. That's when I act a fool and I just start dancing with the crowd. And then, you know, keep everybody involved. Sometimes point the person out and get a little challenge. How many dunks you think is going to happen in the game? How many assists this person going to have? How many points this person going to have? And that keep everybody involved. And besides that, it's making people laugh. You understand? I like laughing. For that 2-3 hours that you're in my presence, my goal is to make sure you're not thinking about no issues outside of this. You just come to have a good time and have fun whenever you experience a Mike Larry brand. Some of the opportunities and tournaments that I had a great chance to be a part of was, of course, the Tri-State Classic, 145th Lennox. That's big shout out to Mousy. I started over there. Then I went over to Each One Teach One for a day, which got me recognized by the EBC, the Entertainers Basketball Classic. That was huge for me. And then from there, it just went up and abroad. I started getting gigs such as the Allen Houston Celebrity Game during All-Star Weekend in 2000. I believe it was 14-15 when it was in New York City. Allen Houston people reached out to me, and I had the opportunity to do the Celebrity All-Star Game. So I worked with the Allen Houston Legacy Foundation. The Frankie Williams Classic up in White Plains, New York. That was huge. huge for me to do, something that I wanted to be a part of, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to be a part of it. Big shout out to the Primetime Basketball League. Those who don't know about that, CEO is Byron Scott. That's going to be bananas next year, but they did a 4-game circuit this year, and it was an opportunity of a lifetime. They hit up Miami, Chicago, then they came to New York at Rutgers University, and the last stop was in LA, Los Angeles, and UC Irvine, and that was dope. So big shout out to that. And last but not least, which I can't wait to go back, is Australia, Melbourne, Australia, for Streetball Madness. One thing about Australia is that, and I think it's just anywhere out of New York City, they appreciate the grind, they appreciate the effort you put in. You understand? The lifestyle is different. It's like New York City, but it's not New York City. They appreciate your grind. They appreciate everything you do. But one main things that I really loved about Australia was the fact that they just as humble as I am. You understand? They want to make sure everything is good. They want to make sure you're okay, you're taken care of. And the streetball culture, let's just talk about that if we could for a moment. The streetball culture in Australia is crazy. You think that they just NBA and NBL. Nah, they figure out a way to incorporate that in the streetball. And when there's $20,000 on the line, you're going to see the streetball come out. Had a lot of flashy dudes, had a lot of guys with jump shots, and that was dope. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to go back. Melbourne, Australia for Streetball Madness. That's going to be a zoovie, how I like to call it. What up, America? It's your boy Mike Larry from right here where hip hop got started, from the boogie down Bronx, New York. If you know any better and if you're smart about it, you will get on that Mike Larry grind. If you want a night to remember, you better make sure you here and get to this Mike Larry work, you heard? And big shout out to my man Cal, All Things Hoop. It only gets better, you heard?